Sanibonani and welcome to my views, my expressions. If you haven't subscribed on the show, I will putuma and share with everyone else. With my views. Namhlanje we were witnessing Bafana versus the Congo Brazzaville. Remember, Bafana went to Congo. And today they played a 1-all throw. Good
evening, Mzansi. On my views, my expressions, my name is Sipo, and we are doing a review of our Bafana AFCON qualifier against a very good side in Congo Brazzaville, where
so much credit.
We played 1-all draw away. Yeah, it was a tough game today.
Sure.
A totally different game from what we saw on Friday last week.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, it was quite a tough game. I agree with you, because on the first half you could see Uguti Congo really wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
They were not here to play your defensive role or whatever, but they wanted to win the game.
Yeah.
And they were very offensive, and they started with so much aggression, of which we didn't see last time when they were here.
Yeah.
So do you think last time, or the fact that they arrived here the day before had an effect? Hence, Sibona, they are playing a little bit better game.
Yeah, I think it be an effect last week into Bafige last night before he came, and they didn't have much time to rest and regenerate and then adapt to my environmental and they were expected to play in less than 24 hours Bafige. So I think that also had an effect, but we have to give credit to Bafana as well to have used the home ground advantage at a packed stadium last week, and they took all points. Coming to today, it was a home game for Congo, and you could see that they're very familiar with the conditions. Their fans were there to support them, and then I think from the word go, they're aware that they are playing against a team that is now has been very dominant on position, and they like to circulate the ball. They've got quality and very comfortable players. So Congo made sure that South Africa doesn't get those moments. He creates a combination play and be able to pass the ball around.
Sure.
And you could see, I don't think we had a moment where we were able to circulate the ball. And Uganda, whenever they lost the ball, they were trying by all means to take the ball away from us, or make sure we don't get comfortable on the ball, because that's where we are strong. And it worked for them. It worked, and they did really have good opportunities to win this game today.
Sure. Yeah. And then first half we managed to get a goal during 33 minutes, and from Makwana.
Yeah.
So Umchita is raising the hand again. Umchita is showing Uguti North Africa wenzan, and the Saibon Mpumela reflecting the national team.
Yeah, I think today it took a game my shoulders because he was always looking dangerous, and he had some good dribbles. Although because you would have one or two more people from as well as who would play as a cover for Congo, and that I think that was their game plan, because they knew that we have wingers Ashishai Pauline. But I think he had a very good game. I think he's top 2 or top 3 of our good players today.
Sure.
If not number 1.
But they were not in total dominance in Congo, because as much as they were playing very well, but ball position favors Bafana. Pass. We completed more passes than them. One would think maybe it was one of the tactics. You would say, let's keep the ball and let's frustrate them by but it didn't work much for us, because they also managed to get the ball. So the ball position was not that much different.
Yeah, it was very close. we managed to get more passes and more ball position, but we were not allowed to be dominant, obviously, because it was an away game, and the opponent knew exactly that they were playing against a team that is more comfortable when they are in control of the ball, and they ensured to see they press us whenever we got the ball, but even themselves, they were not very comfortable on the ball, which makes the stats to look like it is looking. Yeah. So it was more about minimizing our time on the ball than maximizing their time on the ball.
Okay. Your thoughts on goalkeeper Williams? Because we all know how comfortable he is with the ball. Whenever they play those back passes, he will always try and find the space in between the players that are trying to press him. But namhlanje, I witnessed about 3 errors from him that could have costed us the game.
Yeah, when we adopt that type of play that Williams has grown to be known of, which is to be comfortable on the ball, start the ball from the back. Those errors you are bound to make.
Sure.
And they can only happen to you because you are a risk taker, and you are a goalkeeper. If players are brave enough to press you, you are bound to make those errors.
Sure.
And it doesn't mean that you now become a bad goalkeeper or something.
Yeah.
You can go to Barcelona. Barcelona doesn't care if they are humiliated by 8-2. They will still start the ball from the back. Sure. And it lives in their blood. So yeah, those errors, I think 2 or 3 did happen. Fortunately, we were not punished. But I think Istrangisa Williams is on a less, so he keeps the ball and passes it as accurate as possible.
Yeah. Well, they managed to get the goal. And that usually changed the whole mindset and the talk umagiwa change room, because had Bafana went to the changing room leading go 1-0, the talk was going to be different there. But now you're about to go for halftime and then boom, by equalizer.
Yeah, I think those were critical stages of the game. The last 5 minutes of the first half and the first 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, those are critical stages of the game where you have to put a 200% focus. And I think as South Africa, we were struggling from 40 minutes to 45 minutes to contain the pressure. And as a result, they scored 2 goals, one that was disallowed and one that was equalized. And obviously, when you go to have time, the talk is to maximize or is to gain the lead after having been able to equalize at that critical stage of the game for Congo. While on the other hand, for Bafana, it will be to try and manage the game or try to make a counter attack from the pressure that is brought by the opponents.
Yeah. Mushishi get injured, Apuma Mushishi, Apuma stretch, and we thought usazoba crane, Apuma zakhishwa stretch, and then Gosukuma Inkonzo, Gosukuma Ingwenya, with Tito, Tito, and he had a good game.
First, before we move to the substitutes who got in, I think we lost Mushishi too early in the game, and it did have impact because I think his former coach Peter used to say, if Mshishi doesn't sing, I mean, if Mshishi doesn't sing, the team doesn't dance.
Sure.
Yeah. So my boots, he connects with the team, and then Uwange Tito, after so much talk about him, it was so unfortunate for him to come into a game that is high intense and playing away against abantu ongabazi and nama fans angakwazi. So I think it did have those glimpses of a good player, but yeah, I think he wasn't very impactful on the game. But I don't think he had a bad game.
Okay. Too. Now, what are you saying? Are you saying ukuphuma kwaZane ukulimala kwaZane change the game?
Yeah, it does change the game because he's a senior player at the team and he plays.
But you've got more equally capable players like Tito who got in and played.
I'm not trying to compare him to Tito.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is highlights the importance of Themba Zwane in the team in connecting midfield and forwards.
But you said the team did not dance because there was no Zwane anymore to sing.
Of course, yes. Tito is a different player. He's not a Themba Zwane. He has his own story to tell for us. So it was starting today, Simbon was a national team. And unfortunately, it was an away game. And one that didn't have, that we didn't have much control of. And as we didn't get to see much of influence Maswanganyi in the game. But he wasn't a bad player.
But he wasn't as good.
No, he wasn't as good.
Well, personally, I thought he had a good game. Like the first 5 minutes, he was still trying to get in. Remember, because so the first 5 minutes is bound to be scrappy, and then after that, why everybody sings when he gets there at Orlando Stadium.
Yeah.
But that is a discussion for another day. The most important part is that at least we managed to get a point away from home rather than Uguti lose. Well, yes. Tina, from me, I thought we had a good game, and I'm not sure in totally how what did you think of the whole game?
Yeah, considering the fact it was an away game.
Yeah.
And from what we saw last week to what we saw today, it was a totally different team. And I think the best result that we could get from today was the one that we got.
Sure.
I'm very happy with the point. Although winning would have meant we have qualified with 2 games still to play, but I think I can take this away draw.
Sure.
Under the circumstances.
Well, that's just about it. With my views, my expression. If you haven't subscribed, please do so and share it. With my views, my expressions. Bafana 1, Congo Brazzaville 1. Pointing ali. From me now, we are out of here.
Asbong, so when we call him play World Cup.
How?